Hey everyone, Troy here, Swag Off-Road. Today I want to take a few minutes and show you all one of our latest design products. We call it the Hulk. It's a manual tubing roller produced entirely by us here in the United States. American steel, American chromoly, powder coated, produced, assembled, manufactured entirely here in the USA. We call it the Hulk for obvious reasons. It has several powder coated green accents, and if you're doing it manually, requires pretty big muscles if you're doing it hour after hour. With that said, let me give you all a few benefits and features and what separates this from anything out there in the industry. Essentially, there's two things that separate us from every other tube roller out there: product cost and die selection. Our dies are the least expensive of any other die manufacturing company out there in the industry. We have the biggest selection as it currently stands. We have 46 different sizes of dies available on our shelf. And we have, of those 46, we have a total of over 700. So chances are, when and if you call us, we have that die in stock, get it out to you in the mail today. Of those dies that we have round tube, round pipe, EMT. We got dies for doing rectangular, square, flat bar rolled the hard way, angle iron. We got a huge selection. We also have a full line of Delrin. So if you're doing furniture or brewery applications where you're dealing with copper, chrome, stainless, brass, aluminum, Delrin is a hard plastic that works excellent. It will not scratch the finish. Downside of that, you can't roll, let's say, 2 by 2 inch square, 1/8 inch wall. The plastic won't handle that stress load. But with that said, if you're doing some 065 copper, chrome, stainless applications, it works great for that. Out of the roller, onto the assembly, and you don't need to polish anything out. So again, we have a full line of Delrin dies. Let me go ahead and kind of tell you about the installation and how this product works. The first thing you're probably going to notice is the handle assembly here. We got this powder coated handle. It's got 3 different hole positions. So if you're doing 1-inch stainless and it's a 065, really easy stuff to roll, you simply unbolt this ball bearing handle, move it up to the 3rd hole. Shorter stroke. If you're doing thick stuff like here, this is 120 DOM material. Obviously, you're going to need a big stroke, a lot of effort. Hence, the handle's in the bottom position. Let's say you start to turn your little hobby into a business, and all of a sudden this becomes too tedious and you can't find enough 18-year-olds to power it for you. Unbolt this assembly here, go down to your local Harbor Freight, I'm going to show you here, and you're going to buy this guy right here. Harbor Freight pipe threader. If you have a Rigid or Milwaukee or some other brand you picked up or you've had throughout the years, it'll also work. Everything is pretty well standard in these. I say Harbor Freight because for 120 bucks with the super duper 20% off coupon, you can walk out the door with this guy. It works awesome. Buy the warranty because it does come from Harbor Freight. Once you buy that, you're going to take the 1/2-inch pipe die that comes with that kit, and you're going to weld that pipe die onto this drive axle, which is this blue piece here. Weld the pipe die on. Again, you unbolt the handle, slide the machine over top, and you now, for 130 bucks, about half an hour's worth of your time, you have electric drive. The other slick feature that we have is this digital readout display. Rolling tube, for lack of better words, is an artistic talent. It's not like bending tube, where you just 3 inches, 5 inches out, 60-degree bend, another 20 inches out, a 20-degree bend. Rolling tube, there's a lot of variables, a lot more room for error. We tried to reduce that error and repeatability by adding a digital readout. And the way that works is you'll put a new piece of tubing in there. You'll center up your dies using the shaft collars we have on both non-drives. With those shaft collars, you can center up the tubing. So you got a straight piece of tube in there, you center out the non-drive dies, you zero this out. And that way you know when you apply pressure with this 4-ton bottle jack, the downward yoke assembly, and you get the desired radius, you record the measurements. The first one's always kind of a guess, always a crapshoot. Let's say this is a desired piece of tube you like. So there's the two measurements you want to record. Fourth notch, 2 inches down, gives you the radius you're after. So from that point forward, every piece of material that you roll, no matter if you're doing it, your wife, your girlfriend, or some guy you just hired off the street, or your buddy, you say, hey, fourth notch out, 2 inches down, build 6 of them. And time after time, you'll get the exact same radius. So there's no guesswork, no math involved. You'll notice these 4 slots. The difference from this inward slot to this furthest outward slot, 50% less effort required when doing it manually. What that will do is it will reduce wear and tear on the rollers, the bearings, the whole entire structure. The downside is you waste more material, because from the center line of the center yoke to the outward piece, that will never truly be rolled on the outside tips of the tubing you're playing with. If you're dealing with, like we have here, 1.5 DOM, most folks can find that in their area for $3-ish a foot. Not that big a deal. But let's say you're building bicycles, titanium, expensive material, you want to reduce waste, and it's relatively thin, so it's going to be easy to roll. You put it in the furthest inward setting. Easy to roll, not that big of a deal. You reduce scrap, reduce effort. If you were to try doing, let's say, 2x2 square, and you had it on this furthest inward setting, good luck. It's hard on the dies, hard on the material, and chances are you're going to screw something up. So you definitely need to use a little bit of common sense with this thing. Another feature that I'll show you here is the machine products in the 4-ton bottle jack. We machine every bottle jack flat. You'll notice this the shiny tip here. By default, bottle jacks are a cast finish. There's some thick paint, some highs and low spots. We machine it flat. And what that does is that ensures that the center yoke assembly is pushing down evenly. We bolt the bottle jack to the center yoke assembly. Every surface is machined on all 6 sides. Every roller has roller bearings. The total is 6 press and roller bearings that are replaceable if need be, and we do sell them separately. We got countersunk fasteners in this yoke assembly, as well as stainless steel countersunk fasteners throughout this entire machine. Why? Obviously it adds a little bit of expense, a lot more time on our end, but as one of the users on our website wrote back in the comment section, we give a damn. We really do. This is a machine that we're proud of. We've invested a lot of time and energy in dies and design engineering, and we just like to go that little extra 10%. It's a good looking piece. It will last years and years to come. Another thing I want to show you here is the drive axle. So all of the center drive rollers that we produce, they're all machined. They got a keyway in there, a 6mm keyway. Unlike some of the others out there in the industry that rely strictly on set screws. That's a terrible idea. A little cheaper for them to produce, but set screws will wear, mushroom out, flare, and essentially fuse this drive axle inside the machine to where you have to take a center drift punch and beat the thing out in order to swap out the dies. And there you have it. So in order to apply downward pressure, again, a 4-ton bottle jack, I'll show you here, the 4-ton bottle jack here, you can unthread the center nipple, which will reduce the amount of pumping you have to do to start to set tension. In order to roll material, you get it nice and snug, give it a little bit of a bonus pump as so. Roll it back and forth. This piece here took 3, 4, 5 minutes. We have people out there using this machine that are rolling upwards of 30 to 40 roll cages for the side-by-side market a month. Some great user feedback, a lot of history with this machine. We've been selling tube roller dies and accessories now for about 4 years. We had some great feedback on what's missing in the industry. And we think we've achieved it here. If you guys have any questions, check out the website. Again, that was swagoffroad.com. Yeah, we appreciate the orders we've received. If you have any questions, let us know. Again, thanks for your time and thanks for watching the video. Take care. Bye-bye.